that event's going on from 2:30 to 4, so come on, grab a free scoop of ice cream. There's going to be music and other games where we just hang out. This was targeted for activity hour, so you have no excuses for me not to see you, okay?
And then also at El Centro.
And then El Centro too, if you're over there on that campus, they're also having the inside scoop, so they're going to have directors and other resources there as well. Thursday, we're having a move. Wednesday is CCICS, lunches and resources. That's going to be sandwiches. Thursday is our movie on the quad. We're showing you Avengers Endgame. It's going to be free popcorn, and I'm not sure where we are with the drinks.
No drinks.
No drinks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. And then the week after is Campus Connection. You will get an email from me soon on how to sign up for the Student Org Fair. Student Org Fair is going to be on September 3rd and 4th, 12 to 4, it's going to be 4 hours. On Thursday, it's going to be the Greek Org Fair. And Friday is Club Goldie, so I'm dropping a tent behind the nest. We're bringing in the Future Kings, which is a dance crew, and the drum line. This is targeted for freshmen only. So if you have any prospective students, tell them about this event so they can meet other freshmen as well.
But if they show up,
If you all show up, I will not deny you entry.
there you go. Especially if you need a free taco.
Oh, and we're bringing taquiza, and the person who's making is called a taquero, and he's going to be making tacos for everyone that night. And then Spirit Week, which is, and Saturday is the CCICS picnic. It's going to be on our campus at Oakwood Boulevard. There's inflatables, and they're having a barbecue there too.
Right. So, does anybody go to CCICS campus? Yay, thanks. So this is an effort to really try to unite our campuses. So this year, Welcome Weeks, we're trying to have events at both CCICS and El Centro to make sure that those students as well know that there are things for them and that they can see something of their student activity money that they're putting on. So please, if you, also for you as an organization, don't forget that there are students over at CCICS. They have a new freshman cohort. There are students over at El Centro. They also would like to be part of organizations. So when you're doing recruitment, just kind of keep that in mind.
And the third week is Spirit Week, which we have a lot of emphasis on. Monday's I Love Monday by the Northeastern Programming Board. Tuesday is NEIU. It's a free t-shirt while supplies last. I think the president wants to do a NEIU formation, and they got the drone out front.
Was anybody in the giant N that we did last year? Okay, so she wants to do it again, but this time she wants it to be like NEIU, which means we need 4 times more people. So please make sure that if you're free, so yes, we'll be handing out shirts while supplies last, but if you have, just to be safe, come in an NEIU blue shirt, that way it all looks really cool.
Or yellow.
Or the NEIU yellow shirts, because then they will be the drone to take that. So that's going on that day.
Wednesday, we have the Chicago Cubs versus the Cincinnati Reds ticket sale. The game is going to be on the 18th. So it's going to be online sale, so everyone has a fair chance to buy tickets. I think we're going to have about 150 tickets. Thursday is something new, something fun. Student organizations tug for funds. So there's going to be a tug of war competition between student organizations. I don't know how I'm going to work that out yet. I'm working out the kinks. Give me time. But the winner of this competition is going to have more developmental funds. So you all can buy yourself some more pizzas, more shirts, more things that will develop your organization. And then, oh man, okay. Let me add that. So Fall Fest, we worked really hard on bringing a huge headliner here. And don't read this email.
Don't read it. And even then, act surprised. Please. He's worked really hard on this, and I need him to feel happy.
I can't. Oh, come on.
It's just part of the suspense.
It says it.
Everybody close your eyes.
Everyone close your eyes.
I don't know. This is a weird color. Ready?
Yeah. I didn't get what I wanted. Just
Woo,
kidding.
let's try again.
So we worked really hard bringing out a performer here. Fall Fest is going to have T-Pain. He's going to be performing for an hour. Because of the caliber of the event, we moved the event to parking lot J.
But just for that.
Just for this. So it's going to be in front of the nest, that much bigger, more space. So Fall Fest is 4 to 7. We still have inflatables, face painting, temporary tattoos. We got Hawaiian name art. We got Herb Cole giving out fudge puppies and ice shakers as well.
And organizations, for those who've done it in the past, we do have about 10 tables that organizations can do like little bake sales at. You know, obviously not maybe the full-fledged that you do when you're there for all day, because it's only going to be from 4 to 7 in the University Commons. So 4 to 7 is when they're doing the free food, like the free fudge puppies, and that's when most of the alumni kind of come. There's the beer garden if you're over 21. There's food, but you have to pay for that from Avians, and there's a cover band and stuff. But if you do want to do something small, kind of market your organization, get it out there, do a little something, you're able to do that, and we will have a sign up for that.
And Fall Fest is free, and this concert area is also free. So there's no tickets, no nothing. Feel free to bring your friends and family. Yeah, so I think this is very exciting.
Is it lawn chairs or?
You can bring lawn chairs.
No.
For TV?
For TV. No, there's no lawn chairs for TV, but you can bring your own chair.
What?
No, don't say that, because then what
Okay,
if
don't
people
bring your own
want
chair.
to
We don't want you.
We just don't want it to, like, if people are starting to rush it and somebody's sitting on a lawn chair, they might get trampled, so let's have everybody on their feet.
Obviously, if there is a situation where there's a student that needs some type of accommodation, we can work on that. But, you know, we don't know, it's going to be on the concrete, we don't know how many people are coming. So y'all, I mean, there's a size, people can sit on the corner, you know, pretending you're Lollapalooza, right?
Yes,
But yeah, feel free to bring as many people as possible, because that will make him very happy to see a very
Yes.
crowded area.
it's free.
Okay.
It's free. Yes, so there's going to be a target announcement going out next week when there's a lot of students here. On the announcement, I need you all to click on the RSVP link just for students and just type in your name just for every person that's coming. That'll help us better navigate what more resources to get for the event. So it's very important that we don't go in blind, especially for this caliber event. And if we want something again next year, it's nice to have numbers to back up and justify why we need headliners.
Right, and we need this to run really smoothly to prove the return on investment was worth it, right? So if we only have, 100 people who RSVP and Albert stays at only 4 porta potties, then and then like 500 people show up and everybody has to use the bathroom, and that will be an issue, right? So we want to try to make this as smooth as possible, encourage everybody to RSVP, and I think we'll have it so that you can RSVP and put guests if you want to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to put a request out to you all that if you do come, and you're our ambassadors because you are our wonderfully involved students, that please help control any of your friends. Because I also don't want it to be, out of control in that way, People can party after, and you all know what I mean. So if you all can help with that, that would be great. Because what I also don't want to happen is they're like, oh look, there was a fight or something when people were puking in the bushes, you can't do anything again. Like, this is why we can't have nice things, is when some people ruin it, So if you all can just be like people on the ground helping, that I would really appreciate that. Because this is going to give me much angst until it's over, just because there's going to be a lot of eyes on this,
A lot of eyes.
A lot of eyes.
And it's free. Okay, well,
Oh no, go ahead.
well, so you'll get the flyer for Weeks of Welcome, and the target announcement, just make sure you just RSVP, friends, send them the link to, it'll just help me out, help us out.
Can you go back to the big flyer? Okay, so this is Spirit Week, and this is something that we're doing in conjunction with Student Government Association. But this is in 3 weeks, right? We are happy to make Spirit Week even bigger. So if you have events that you want to put on here, I know that I think the GFIOs wanted to do a game night. If you wanted to add to the Spirit Week, please do so. I think SGA is trying to do something with neon and stuff. Oh, and then can you talk about Saturday?
Yes, so Saturday is the La Copa Soccer Tournament. Veronica, you want to talk about that?
So for those of you who might have played or like soccer, La Copa is something that has been run out of the Pedroso Center for at least the last 6 years, I believe. And so it is basically a soccer tournament. They put together 5 teams, a variety of skill levels. So like you could be, I've never played before, but I really want to try. And like I think I'm like Ochoa over here, right? So we got the range. So what they do is they mix up the teams. So there's not like one team that's got all the ringers on it. And so you get a shirt. You have to sign up in advance so they can place you. You get a shirt, and then it starts at 9 o'clock out by the PE complex, and it runs like single elimination, and then there's a winner, and there's a trophy. And so each team is named after a different department. So there's Pedroso Center, there's the El Centro, Latin American Studies. So there's 5 different areas, and so the trophy gets to travel, and then there's a picture of the team and stuff. So it's just really fun to sign up. For those of you who maybe know Diego, he's in charge of helping organizing that. And then right after that is the Student and Alumni Picnic. Now that is free for students. We pay for you, so again, someone's paying for it, right? But it is free for students. There is also a sign up just to get an idea of food. Like 1 year we totally ran out, 1 year we had way too much, so just to try to gauge it. But it is free. If you bring non-students with you, they will have to pay, but you are free as a student. We'll be checking you in. And then there's like just fun stuff. This one's a more family-focused day, so if you have younger siblings, this is a really good day.
Or if you have kids,
It's a really good day to bring it to.
there's inflatables, there's
Face
There's, like,
painting,
face painting.
stuff like that. And then that evening, Black Caucus is doing their homecoming, which normally would have been the week later on a Friday, but we asked them to bring it in, so it was part of the whole weekend. So it is on that Saturday.
And it's called, I think the theme is Let's Glow Party. I think, Let's Glow Crazy, I'm not sure.
It should be.
It is. So, because it's, the whole week is supposed to be like glow in the dark and neon stuff, so they're still trying to plan it, and we'll add it to Spirit Week, which is why I'm saying if you have something else that you would like to add to this, great. More power to you, and then we can, we'll be able to cross-promote, right? So I think that's it with regards to like the first 3 weeks of school. Can you talk about org fair though, really quickly? You did? Did you all sign up?
No, it's not on.
Okay. Do you all know that you can't sign up as soon as he sends out the email?
I'll put this back on.
Yeah.
I guess I just sort of have like a group announcement. I know we're all putting on lovely events and doing good stuff around campus, but please try and bear in mind that like we all have an environmental impact. So like try to think about maybe using more sustainable plates, for example, if you're getting plates or cups that can be recycled, things like that. Just general PSA.
Right.
Thanks.
On top of that general PSA is, if you know that you are not going to walk around and put flyers all over the place, please don't ask us to print flyers for you. And if we see that we printed flyers for you and you don't pick them up, we're going to have issues, and you might not be able to print flyers anymore. There are way too often that we had clubs who put in flyer requests and we printed them and they never came and picked them up, and we're looking at it and the event's over. And so we've had to like recycle a whole bunch of paper that we didn't have to do before. So please, because you know, and most people use social media, so think about if you really need that many amount of flyers.
All right, so home stretch. Home stretch. It sounds like we're going to get you out of here a little earlier, so that's extra awesome. So I am going to just talk about the last bit of funding. So Ray Joyce covered developmental, yes. and she obviously covered COC requests. So what I'm gonna talk about is earned income. So the earned income account is your own personal bank account. The money stays in there as long as the club stays in existence. And some organizations, even though they go dormant for a year or two, the money still stays in there. But you have to add to it, so it's not like any money comes from anywhere else. So money gets added in there from bake sales, or if people do donations or whatever. And then the money comes out, you can use earned income. That is the least amount of restrictions. So you basically can't use earned income to buy drugs or alcohol, or obviously fireworks. But pretty much anything else you can use your earned income money for, because it is your money. Okay, so this is where, let's say you're not doing a big event that you got COC funding for, and you just want to use it to buy a member a graduation gift, or you want to do an outing, or you're doing a bake sale but you want a little bit of money to help cover the cost. Whatever it is, you can use that money for that. Okay, the way that the money comes, just like the way developmental and COC comes. It can, if possible, I will pay it on the credit card. I don't know if Ray Joyce said this or not, but we want you to use, we try to use our credit card as much as possible because it does make it easier for you all. We are able to do a lot more online stuff. I personally will say, if you are getting something like you need decorations or something, we will work together, and I'll be like, okay, you go to Party City or Dollar Tree and put the stuff on hold, and I will go that day and pick it up. We will arrange that, okay? Because I will work with you as best as possible, because obviously I'm not giving you my credit card. So I can order things on Amazon. I have Prime, so we can get it pretty quickly. So those are different things. So that's the same thing. Obviously, P-card ideal, depending on what it is. If some things can't be used the P-card for, so then we do a purchase order. Did you go over purchase orders? No, okay. So, purchase order. A purchase order is what you use when you are ordering items like, let's say, t-shirts or giveaways. A purchase order is basically like creating a line of credit. So most companies will take a purchase order, and a lot of times they'll be like, do you have a purchase order number or a PO number? So what happens is that we have a form that we fill out. So the company sends you a quote. It just has to be a quote, an estimate of how much they're saying it's going to cost. Then we create a purchase order that the purchasing company department sends to the company. It's like a line of credit. It guarantees that they are going to get paid. Then the company will send the items, and they will send an invoice, and then the purchasing office will send the payment. Okay? So some items have to be on purchase orders, like buying t-shirts, buying things like that. So some things I can't use the credit card for. Okay? The other way we pay people is called a direct payment voucher, or a DPV. That's how we do reimbursements. That's how we pay speakers if it's under $500. So if you're bringing a speaker to campus, or a performer, or a DJ, the important things that you need to get from them. You need to get a W-9 from them. At some point, many of you might have filled one out for a job, so W-9. We also have a contract that we will send them that they fill out. Okay, and there's an engagement agreement that they fill out. So this is very important. So this is the legwork you need to do. I can send you the blank forms, but you need to get that from the people, okay, and get it back to us. It can take up to 2 weeks to cut checks. Checks are only cut on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There's only one person here that cuts checks. So if said person is out, then checks don't get cut that day. So we really need as much time as possible in order to get those things cut, okay? So again, if you're bringing a vendor or speaker, like you're bringing a speaker, performer, come to us and be like, I'm bringing someone, I need to get this stuff. And then the last way we can pay back off of your earned income is reimbursement. That's the same thing with the other funding. Reimbursements, we need to know ahead of time. We do not reimburse tax, and I'm just going to tell you now, on the totem pole of financial payments upstairs, reimbursements are at the bottom. So it will take longer to get your reimbursement back. Thus, if it was on your credit card and now you're racking up interest, this is why we try to pay it with our credit card or other ways ahead of time, okay? So just know, if you pay for it yourself, it might take a minute to get the money back, okay? Items, reimbursements. So the last thing that I want to show you, I heard that this wasn't necessarily working as well, but let's see if I can show it to you. So let's say you do want to use your earned income account. This is how you are supposed to request it. You go to your page and you go to manage organization. If it doesn't work, the first time, see, is that what it's doing? It's not showing up?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you know, and then the first time you do it, if you're not sure, come by, I can walk you through it. When you go to there and you go to your finance tab, okay, your finance tab shows you the amount in your account, okay? Now, there's gonna be 3 numbers on there. It's gonna say available balance, or balance encumbered, and then available balance. So, I don't know how many of you still write checks, but one of the things in life, when you write a check, is you're supposed to go to your checkbook and your little journal, and you're supposed to write and pretend like that money's already gone. So what happens is if you, let's say you wanted to buy, $100 worth of snacks for a retreat you're doing off campus, right? So you fill out the purchase request, and you're gonna do purchase request, you're gonna say what you're getting, and you're gonna submit it. Then I will see it, okay, it's for enough stuff, it's for good things, I will approve it. The approving it encumbers the money. So now you have to pretend like my money's not there anymore, like that $100 isn't there. Then you will come in, we will do whatever the steps are to pay that. So either it's me buying it on the credit card, or going to the store, or doing the purchase order, or doing the DPP, whatever. Once that's finished, I move it from approved to completed, and then it's completely gone. So you would see, like if you, this $100 scenario, let's say you had $500 in your account, it would say $500 is balance, $100 is encumbered, and $400 is available. Once we pay for everything, it'll say available balance is, it'll say balance is 400, encumbered is 0, balance is 400. So everybody kind of gets that. It's easier when you see it. I'm sorry, I don't know why it's not doing that here. But that's the thing to do. I have been working all summer to try to make sure everyone's account is correct. I've had to go and do some deep diving and checking on Banner, because Collegiate Link does not link to Banner, so it's all human input. So I've been having to go through trying to clean it up. I would say at this point about 75% of the organizations is correct. My goal is to have everything finished by tomorrow night, so that when you look at it, you will see. So some organizations, if you requested COC funding last year, your 10% still might be showing as encumbered, because I'm waiting for the finance people to finish all the transfers, okay? But that's so you'll know, so you'll have a good idea. But that's how you do a purchase request. You go to the finance, purchase, request, fill it out, and we go through it. So the first time, since I can't show you, if you want to come and work with me, then we can do that, and then that's pretty much it. So, does anyone have any questions on that financial stuff? On how we pay people, how you access your money? Oh, here's how you add to your money. So let's say you do a bake sale, so I've got the money, you come to our office, on the little rack that's right outside my office where the flyers are, there is deposit slips, okay? If we are not around, you can do this on your own, because all of your accounts, if you went to this financial tab, you would see your account. So everyone's account starts 820, and then it's 3 other digits, so like 675, and then the rest of them are all the same. That slip is already filled out except for your 3 numbers. So if you're someone who knows how to do this, you do not need us to do this for you. You can just grab one of the deposit slips, or we can help fill it in for you if you're still new figuring it out. You want to put as much detail as possible in the description, so it shows up on Banner with a good description, and then you take everything to the cashier, the same place you pay your tuition and everything. You take it to the cashier, you give them that slip, you give them the money, then they will give you back a yellow receipt. That is important. It needs to get back to us so that we can track it in Banner. In Collegiate Link. Like I said, Banner and Collegiate Link do not connect, so if you do not bring me that yellow slip, I cannot update Collegiate Link, and then you're going to be like, I thought I had extra money, where is it? It's because I don't know, because you didn't bring that back. Okay, so that is how you add money. Any other questions? Yes?
So how do we, you said you would rather it be used on like your credit card. So how do we request like that payment option?
So let's say you've asked for the money, right? Then I'll be like, okay, so once you put in the request, I'll be like, all right, what are you buying? What's it looking like, you know? And then from there, we just figure out the best way or the right way to do it, okay? So if it's like, you know, it's gonna be something up at Amazon, you know, when you fill it out, and then I'll be like, I've gotten your request, you've been approved to spend it, what are you looking to get? Do you have a spot that you wanna go through, whatever? And then then we go from there. And like I said, like if it's, you know, going to a store ahead of time, we just need to set it up so that I use the Dollar Tree that's on Lincoln and the Michaels or the Party City, as long as it's there in Village Crossing, because it's on my way home. So if you're thinking about the one, that's where we try to go. I've gone to Walmart for groups to buy things. I want to try to make it as easy as possible for you, and we are willing to try to do all that because we recognize that you're juggling stuff. But don't do like oh hey, so our event's this afternoon, can we go get supplies like right now? Because I've had people do that too. And don't do that because then I'm running around like crazy. The four of us, me and myself, Dennis and Ray Joyce, you know, we will try to do as much as possible. Don't feel bad to send us a reminder. As you can imagine, the amount of stuff that's coming and the hecticness that we have, it won't hurt our feelings if you're like, hey, I haven't heard back yet, can you check on this? Because, you know, sometimes you ever have that where like, there's so many emails that you never even get to the second page of emails because it's just like 30 pages of emails. So, you know, don't feel bad. You know, we try our best to get to everything and, you know, help you with whatever you need help with.
Always feel free, like if you're emailing, to CC the other one of us, because you keep missing them, but like I'll run into Veronica maybe before you will,
Right.
and I can kind of say like, hey, did you answer this email? Let me answer it for you.
Right. You know, anybody who wants my cell number, I give that out. I'm on, you know, group chats with a lot of people, so that's that. Did you mention BEP for vendors?
Nope.
Okay. So one thing this is just important to know when you're picking vendors for supplies or for services. We have been told there is a state mandate law that we have to use at least 20% of things purchased by this university in total needs to be from a minority or women or veteran-owned business, okay? So because there's no massive construction going on campus that would suck up that 20%, every office is being expected to use that as much as possible. I will tell you that we had last year, when it started, we would send up a vendor and they would send it back and be like, why aren't you using someone on the list? And blah, blah. Like we work to get some of the vendors that we work with on a regular basis on the list, and so they are, but that, you can't just be like, oh, I just saw that one. Like you would need to demonstrate that this company, like you reached out to a couple of other companies that were on the list, and that this other company was way cheaper for you to go to, or are only ones that supply it or whatever. So before you go running off like ordering things or like, oh, I know this great company that can do this, check with us because it kept holding it up and it kept getting sent back, and we don't want that to happen because then everyone's like behind on everything. Okay, and the list is accessible on the website. You can just search it. BEP is what you just go look for, and it's got the whole list. You can download it and you can look. We can help you look. Yeah.
How do you get vendors added to the list? Because like we had a women-run company who's like also sustainable for getting T-shirts. So I'm wondering if we can like get that added.
I believe that on the website it also says how to apply to get on the list.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's called BEP.
B is in boy, E is in Edward, P is in Paul. Any other questions on anything? Yes.
Going back to the last one with the purchase orders, are those forms available on the Wiccan link, or do we have to?
No, so the DPVs and purchase orders, which is called a requisition is what creates a purchase order, those are in our office, okay? Here's the important thing to know. You are not, even though you're a treasurer, you are not the financial manager, okay? That is myself, or Dennis, or Joyce, or Albert, or Virginia. You cannot sign any of that. The only line you can sign is there's the top line that says requester. You can sign that. Don't sign anything else. So you don't even necessarily need to get that form to take with you because that form ends up staying with us anyway. So if you bring us the stuff, we have a stack of the forms in our office, and so we just match it up anyway. But if you were picking it up, that's what it is. Yes.
Where's your office again?
So our office is located in the Pedroso Center, which is in the B building, B159, which is right by the doors, the entrance off of St. Louis. So right across from those 4 classrooms. When you walk in, Virginia's right behind the main desk. Dennis is right off of the lounge, and Ray Joyce, Albert, and myself are off of the big open programming space to the left. And there's a sign that we draw out that says SLD this way. Please feel free to come and visit. It's a good place to hang out. There's a refrigerator, there's a microwave. You can leave food there during the day, watch, TV, nap, hang out. There's a lot of programs. If you're a regular, you have a good chance of getting free leftover food. Any other questions? Okay, so I did have an activity, but because we are not in a legal, which is way bigger, and this is like way smaller, I think I'm just not gonna do it, since it's...
Can we just, find out who else is in the room?
Sure. So my activity had been about co-sponsoring and thinking about ways to think outside the box and interacting with and trying to come up with other groups, because I will tell you, a lot of organizations stick to the same organizations and program all the time, right? The Greeks with the Greeks, some cultural groups with cultural groups, media groups with media groups, and so I like to challenge people to be like, to try to go across the aisles of the categories of organizations and see if you can't find a good way to get, a good co-sponsor, and thinking of ways that you can use the mission and come up with an idea. I will tell you, it's my favorite thing to do is come up with programs like that. So if you're stuck, be like, hey, our organization wants to do something different. Can you help me brainstorm? I will be happy to do that. So real quick, what we're gonna just do is we'll just start on this side and go back. Is if you can say your organization. If your organization is said, you don't need to repeat it, but just so we get an idea of what the organization is. Maybe, so say the name of your organization and maybe the one sentence about what it is. So you get to start. So stand up so everybody can hear you.
What's up, everyone? I'm Jack. I'm part of the NEIU Student Veterans Club. It's a club for veterans. Hey, everybody. My name's Michael. Part of Biota Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
Carlos Lloyd, part of the Graduate Alliance of Social Work Students.
And I'm the president of that.
Alan Flores, Accounting Associates Club.
Claudette Daly, University Honors Program and Accounting Club.
Trudy, Leong, WCRD Chicago, the Slam Open Mic Poetry Club, NEIU Rotary Club, and NEIU Beta Gamma Sigma.
Hi, I'm Yassine Lee, part of the American Society for Microbiology. If you like microbiology, join our club.
Hi, I'm Baisha Mitchell. I am the